Der Schnee.
Yeah, and please use your flashlight, okay? Yeah, we can stay on this side, and I will go to this side to not blind you. Yeah, and please turn on your flashlight. And in this direction we have this poor color, look like a small hill, but it's actually basalt crater, which creates a cave, and lava went all the way, more or less, from that point to the deepest part of the cave. And you can even see small holes, like an entrances. You can check them later on, and bigger ones like this above you. Yeah. So we know that lava was flowing in here, from this direction to the deepest part of the cave. Can you see those cracks? We're gonna see hundreds, maybe thousands of them, and these are contraction breaks, and they are created during an eruption, because when lava is molten, is liquid, it tries to expand in volume, but when solidifying and cool off, it shrinks, and in the weakest part of the cave, it creates this kind of contraction cracks or breaks. So this is completely natural, and also they can provide some sort of stability during an earthquake, because the whole cave can move within those cracks instead of just collapsing. So, but this is completely natural process. So, yeah, you're gonna see hundreds, maybe thousands of them. Everything what we can see inside is lava basalt rock, and basalt is most common material on planet Earth. And Iceland is built in general in 80 to 90% from basalt. So in here on Iceland, mostly everything is built from basalt. If you check the ceiling above us, you can see this white shiny thing. This is not diamonds, we're not gonna be rich, I'm sorry, but this is bacteria. And in here we have around 60 different types of bacteria. They are living in complete darkness and don't need any organic material to live, because they can extract raw minerals and metals from rocks, and it's their source of food. They can also live in communas, which means they can extract different stuff and share it with different bacteria and live happily together. Few types of bacteria in here are experts in living in cold conditions and can be found even in Antarctica. We have some scientists in here. I don't know what's about the outcome of the researchers, but yeah, they were checking, and few types of bacteria are living in Antarctica even. So yeah. Here is something like a cave within the cave, but really small one, just like a few meters deep. I would say it's more like a basement, maybe for trolls, but who knows.
Oh, bones.
Yeah. Okay guys, so you're not gonna see it from that point, but you can check later on. Here we have remainings of an Arctic fox, and this is the only sign of life in this cave, except of bacteria, of course. So there are no bats, no spiders, absolutely no animals. So this is the only sign of life. And this one fell down in here around 50 years ago. Of course, we didn't have this spiral staircase, so he didn't make it to the surface. And the skull was stolen by some tourists, so that's why only bones remain. So, an Arctic fox. And please mind your head again going this direction. Okay, we're gonna stop in here. Yeah, let's wait for the rest and I will continue.
There are no bats.
No, no. It's too cold for them, and also this kind of caves, like the walls are not flat enough, so they are absorbing the sound, and you know the bats are using echolocation to live. So without this, they cannot survive. And of course, it's too cold. Not enough food for them as well. Okay, guys, we are in the second section of the cave, and this one is called the corridor of mythical creatures. And depending on the flashlights and your imagination, you can see some different shapes, maybe some elves, maybe some trolls, maybe some stone giants. It always depends on your imagination, of course. Behind me over here you can see lava marks, so we can clearly see the level of lava at some point, and then slowly decreasing, creating like a small stream through the center of the corridor and eventually draining out completely. You probably noticed the different colors of rocks. So taking as an example this middle layer, which is brown and look like a chocolate, but it doesn't taste like chocolate, trust me. It's more brown because contains more level of iron molecules, but it's not always the case because the color of rocks depends on two factors: cooling conditions and magma composition, which means how fast the rock can cool off and what kind of minerals magma is taking from the earth, going all the way to the surface. And when it's on the surface and it's lava, we have eruption. It might change on the way, of course. Yeah. You can imagine in here 8,000 years ago, super hot, river of lava going this direction, fireballs everywhere, and molten lava dripping from the ceiling and from the walls. And that's how stalactites and stalagmites are created. Can you see those small spikes? They are everywhere actually. So it's molten lava. When it's dripping and solidifying, it creates those spikes, and we call them stalactites. On the other hand, we have this look like a column formation, and we call it stalagmite. It's also molten lava, which is dripping on the exact same place, drop by drop, on solidified ground, and creating the column from the ground up. So we have stalactites and stalagmites. We also have this kind of formation which looks like a bubbles, and this is because gases from lava are trapped during solidified process, and it creates this kind of bubble formation. When we are talking about lava and magma, it's good to know the difference between two of them, and of course the main difference is the difference in location. So magma is inside of the earth after the eruption, so on the surface we call it lava. And the last stage is lava rock, which is everything what we can see inside in here. Also above us, whole lava field is also lava rock, in this case basalt. Like I told you, mostly we have basalt in here. Okay, we can slowly continue. And also you can see a little bit more of this second section. So it's more like a tunnel, like a corridor, no longer circular shape. So we know that lava was flowing in here way faster, around 25, 27 kilometers per hour, shaping the tunnel, the corridor, and of course lava is always going down, so we are going down as well. And on the ceiling above us, you can see those huge, huge contraction cracks, and bacteria is trying to gather within those cracks because there is more water, of course, and it's also that shiny because of water reflection. So all this shiny stuff is bacteria. Okay. Please watch your steps on the way, okay? From that point, but you can check later on again. I told you about mythical creatures, and in here we have really nice example. This is Jack the Troll, and we can see small stalactites as a tip, small stalagmites on both sides as a hair, and of course the nose on the center of the head. So yeah, really nice mythical creature formation, Jack the Troll.
Where's the nose?
Where's the nose? On the center of the head. Maybe from this point you will see it better. Okay, so I told you about stalactites and stalagmites, and in here we have really nice example of stalagmite. This one is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, stalagmite in this area, and it's called the thumb, like thumbs up. And if this is the thumb, then probably this is the head of a stone giant or a troll. Really, really huge rock. And maybe you know about the book Jules Verne, The Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's about the guy who wants to travel from Snæfellsjökull stratovolcano, which we saw at the top, all the way through the center of the Earth to Italy, to another stratovolcano, Stromboli, and we believe it actually happens in here, because you can see the sign Stromboli 3,591 kilometers. So this is probably the shortest way to Italy, but who knows? I never tried. And in here we have this 12-meter high spiral staircase, which I mentioned at the beginning. So take your time, and if you are brave enough, on your left side is really, really nice view on this last section. So see you at the bottom. And please watch your steps in here, because this part is kind of tricky, so watch your steps, okay? We can gather on this side. And you can also try to find some stable ground, because we're gonna experience complete darkness. So for you to feel safe, some stable ground, you can always grab a rope if needed, of course, that shouldn't be a problem. So just wait for the rest to join us. our lights to experience complete darkness. So please turn off your flashlights. I'm gonna be the last one. And also you can close your eyes and open them in a few seconds. There will be completely no difference. So see you soon. Narrow and eventually just end somewhere. And in this direction we catch the ocean, of course, as well. So, okay, you have some time to take some pictures and then. On your way back, you can see in here there is a hole inside of the rock, and usually it happens because gases from lava trying to escape and just explode instead. So we have a hole inside of the rock in this case. And also in here on your right side, you can see a little bit closer this lava hole. Again, it's more brown, so probably more level of iron molecules, but like I told you, it's not always the case. It also depends on cooling conditions.
That felt good.
Wait for the rest. Million years old. Iceland experienced frequent volcano activity due to its location because whole country is sitting on two different tectonic plates, North American and Eurasian. They are moving away from each other a few centimeters per year, and there is like a huge gap between. Also, there is powerful hotspot underneath the Iceland, which drives magma all the way to the surface and keeping activities of volcanoes going. On average, there is one eruption every 4 years, but as you probably know, last few years there is eruption actually every year. Even a few weeks ago in Grindavik, those tectonic plates were moving, and because of this moving, again magma, and then of course at the surface we call it lava, went down. So another eruption. So it's more like every year right now, yeah. So it's changing. Okay, we are good to go. So we can slowly make our way to the surface. Bats, but there are no bats, of course, on whole Iceland. So really sharp stalactites in here, hundreds of them. Okay, we can go to the surface. Let's check maybe weather.